This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. It is not investment. Here is one of the most important lessons in all of investing. It is time in the market that builds wealth, not timing the market. Jumping in and out at just the right moment feels clever. But the data shows it is one of the riskiest things an investor can do. Let's see why, using a simple example, a $10,000 investment in the S&P 500. First, a hard truth. In the short run, the stock market is essentially unpredictable. Over the last 2 decades, it weathered the dot-com crash, the shock of September 11th, the 2008 financial crisis, and a global pandemic. On any given day, it can lurch up or down on news that almost nobody saw coming. And yet, when you zoom out, the long-term trend has climbed steadily upward through every single one of those storms. So why do so many investors underperform the very market they are invested in? Because emotion gets in the way. When prices crash, fear screams at us to sell and wait for calm. But selling locks in the loss. And worse, it risks pushing you to the sidelines on exactly the wrong days. We buy when we feel greedy and excited, and sell when we feel scared. That is backwards. Let's make this concrete. Imagine you invested $10,000 in the S&P 500. According to JP Morgan, from January 1999 through December 2018, if you simply that $10,000 would have grown to about $29,800. That is roughly a 5.5% return every year just for staying put and doing nothing. Now here is the punchline. What if you got nervous and stepped out, missing only a handful of the market's best days? Miss just the 10 best days out of 20 years, and your final balance is cut nearly in half, down to about $14,900. Miss the 20 best days, and your return actually turns negative. You would end up with less than your original 10,000. Miss the 30 best days, just 30, and you're down to about $6,200. Keep missing them, and it gets brutal. 40 days, 50 days, 60 days, and your 10,000 shrinks to barely 2,000. Same market, same 20 years. The only difference is being absent for a few dozen of the very best days. Those days are tiny in number, but enormous in impact. And here is the cruel twist. The best days do not politely wait for calm, happy markets. They tend to strike right in the middle of the panic, often within days of the worst declines. In October 2008, at the depths of the financial crisis, the market jumped more than 11% in a single day, then nearly 11% again 2 weeks later. The investor who sold in fear to feel safe was very likely sitting in cash when those huge rebounds hit. Could you just dodge the bad days and catch the good ones? In theory, yes. In practice, almost no one can do it consistently. The best and worst days are scattered unpredictably, and the biggest gains often arrive before you would ever feel safe enough to buy back in. To win by timing, you must be right twice every time, when to leave and when to return. Miss once, and you can miss everything. Staying invested is not exciting, but it works. You do not have to predict anything. You just have to be present. Stretch the window to 2003 through 2022, and that same $10,000 grew to nearly $65,000, simply by staying in. Time in the market lets compounding do the heavy lifting, smoothing the scary years into long-term growth. So, remember 3 things. Markets are unpredictable in the short run. The best days are few and impossible to predict, and missing them is devastating. Don't try to time the market. Give your money time in the market. One note, this is an educational illustration using historical data, not financial advice, and past performance never guarantees future. Before you go, a small favor. If this helped you, please give it a like and hit subscribe. It's completely free for you, but it helps us a ton, and it lets us keep making more valuable videos just like this one. Thanks so much for watching.